This podcast is intended for adults only. We do not condone the use of any illegal substances, and anything we consume is for educational purposes only.
Because, we should be afraid of a plant that grows from the ground. And, endocannabinoid system is, it's in your body and it produces cannabinoids. I mean, you know what? I'm going to stop because I'm going to rant. Just play the music, Mitch.
Yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our songs should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. Hey, you can count on Trey.
You're listening to the Canna podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm Mitch Narito.
And it's Erick Esteban here. And guys, I have to say it feels good. It feels really, really good.
It feels good
to be post-harvest, post-trim jail, flush with a plentiful harvest of multiple strains of weed. And we've just went through and sampled through 2 of the 5 different strains that I grew.
The Canna gods are looking down
and smiling on us.
On the Canna Kuyas.
Yes. You've been blessed by me, the Canna Kuya. Well, you're a Canna Kuya as well, but now you're officially really a Canna Kuya because now you're back with a good supply of weed to pass out and and claim as your own.
This will save me hundreds of dollars. I will say that.
Sir, again, your friendship is worth far more than the weed that I give you. And also, this podcast, I really enjoy. And if you guys enjoy the podcast, part of that is just me and Mitch celebrating our friendship and our love of weed. So now, with that said, what do you think?
So we tried chicken and waffles. We tried one of the phenos for chicken and waffles. Mm-hmm. I have not tried. There is one.
I saved it as the finale, so we'll save it. We'll save it.
But so what I smoked was that one. I told you that one. Like when I smoked it, it was like immediately like. I downshifted.
It hit you like right away.
It's not that.
But it was a good high right away.
Like if I could compare it to something, mm-hmm. It was like I was Neo in the Matrix, and then I was dodging bullets. Like
oh shit!
Like
really?
I took a rip, and then
in a new movie, maybe The Sentry. Have you seen Thunderbolts yet?
Oh no, not yet.
Oh, you haven't seen? Okay, never mind.
Did you just
no spoilers.
No. Okay.
No, it's just super powered Sentry guy who could stop bullets. It's not a big deal. It's not spoiling anything.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good movie though. No. Thunderbolts, just culture moment.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts for me, Erick Esteban, thumbs up. I loved it.
I really want to see it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I do agree with you on the chicken and waffles. Mm-hmm. It is. It's kind of not immediate hitting, but you feel it right away.
Yeah, and it's not like it was like super heavy or anything like that.
No. It's a good immediate feeling. It's kind of it's like a quick, good high.
Yeah, relaxing. Yes. Very relaxing. So I had that, and then we had the blueberry muffin. What was that sound?
I just fucking loved it, and they're both. The thing about it is we should. What?
That was a very interesting sound.
Well, I love it so much. It's such a beautiful weed because even it was fun to trim because it smelled so good as I was trimming it. You could smell the blueberries. You could smell the blueberry muffins. It's just such a sweet smelling. That's why I made that sweet sound.
No, you sounded like a porn star from the 90s.
I mean, that's where I learned those sounds from.
Yeah.
Always got to get dirty, huh, sir?
But that's what.
Well,
that's why. Like it was like almost.
We're at minute 4, and you already brought up a porn star thing from the 90s.
No, but it's just like you had a visceral feeling towards your.
Because blueberry muffin, I think I don't want to say it's my favorite, but I'm definitely going to order more seeds.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
I think we were talking about that Humboldt Seed Company has been pretty solid. Like, it's been pretty consistent. Like, their quality.
From the auto flowers to all the regular, now photo period strains that I've grown out, they've been 100% consistent throughout it all. It's always good quality. And then always the most quickly smokable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even with the autoflowers.
So the blueberry, when I smoked it, it felt very light. I thought it was like an all day type of weed at first.
And then you smoked a little more.
And then I smoked a little more, and like I was saying that like the compounding effects. Like it's I feel like my highness doubles every time. Like this is super nerdy, but there's an anime character, right? Like from Bleach, like their power is like whenever they clash swords, right?
Okay.
Like every time the swords touch, it doubles the weight of the other person's like sword, right? So and like after enough strikes, like it just becomes like you can't lift your
The
sword.
other,
And you lose.
So if you were to smoke a whole joint of the blueberry muffin, by the end of it, you wouldn't be able to smoke. You wouldn't be able to lift the filter.
Yeah. It'd just be like, oh, my strength has left my body.
Well, I mean, I really do love the blueberry muffin, and like I said, I do want to get more seeds. But the Platinum GMO from Cartier Crops is also very good. But the most, because you said licorice throughout the whole time when you were smelling.
Yeah, everything
and there was
smelled
a lot
like
of licorice.
Yeah, and then
But the Cartier Crops, the Platinum GMO, while I was trimming it, that was the most licorice smell. The licorice was most pronounced in that one. Like the anise smell, that anise that you mentioned. Yeah.
No, the chicken and waffles #1. That one smells a lot like that.
And so I brought out all the different strains for Mitch to smell, and then pick. I chose for him to sample chicken and waffles #2 first.
Because I asked Eric like what was the most ready, like
right.
In terms of.
And again, both the Humboldt Seed Company strains were most ready after trimming. I mean, I know there's a lot of folks that swear by the curing process and everything else, but for me, if it's ready, if it's grindable and smokable, I'm gonna at least try it before.
No, but that's one thing we've always done on.
Yeah, we've always done it. That
just
way.
because like we've discovered like the profile changes, right?
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
So like smoking it right after trimming versus smoking it like a couple months from now or
Right.
whatever. Like
if it lasts.
most of the time.
No, but but as the bigger harvests have happened, they mostly lasted. Now, that said, obviously we had the mishap during the rainy season this year with the powdery mildew, but now it kind of showed the different little subtleties in our armor, the things that we needed to kind of fix to make the Buddha Lounge perfect, or not even perfect because there's nothing perfect, but better. So we improved it. I got a new fridge, and we're gonna be all set for this summer. And this harvest is, I think, it also like the longer drying process, because we have drier air out here in SoCal. And, so I think the longer drying process and allowing it to almost harden to make them to be those nugs, those like dispensary nugs that when you get them, you can just grind them up real easy. And they're not necessarily dry, but because they're still moist. Like even in the case of the Gelato 33 cross with Legend OG, aka Fuck Boston, which I guess this year really fuck Boston because go Knicks, I guess. But in the case of that, it's still spongy, but when I trimmed it, it was harder.
Yeah.
And now when I put it in the jar, it got a little more spongy because of the moisture within all of it.
It got rehumidified.
Correct. And so I feel like the curing process with that is going to make it delicious, and it's going to dry even faster in your jar than it would in the glass jars that I have.
No, I also threw in a couple of humidity packs. I know you don't believe in them.
No, it's not a matter of not believing in them. It's a matter of I would rather not have another thing to buy. That's all. I'm just trying to take off. I want to make my grow as simple as possible, from the bokashi soil and reusing the soil to, buying a starter kit for Rooted Leaf, because I feel like that's the best way to buy all their stuff and get all their nutrients. And then it's the most economical because it's only $200 versus like $50 a bottle if you buy every bottle separately. So, I'm just trying to
be conservative and
just conserve in certain parts and have less little plastic hardened, hydration pack. I just rather just less of everything. Fair. I almost want to like try and figure out people bring their own containers when they get their weed, when they donate, when I donate weed to them.
Bring your own.
You just did. No, but that's great. You just you brought your jar and then you filled it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'd love for the people that I provide weed for. I'd love to just bring your container, and that way I don't have to buy any more of these plastic containers that are going to litter up the fucking earth. I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? Like even there's so much waste of plastic containers in the weed industry. I mean, we've been talking about all the different perils of the weed industry, and I think that's one big one is like all those different containers and all those different jars. Every single time you buy weed, it's a lot.
So
I'm such a hippie.
No. This is a good culture thing. It's like I was reading. Scientists in Tokyo have developed a plastic that dissolves if it hits seawater.
Lovely.
And then whatever it dissolves into, like, goes into the sediment and like enriches it.
Lovely. That's perfect. Like a nutrient then.
Yeah.
It's like a dissolvable nutrient for the sea to have like coral regrow and all the other stuff. That'd be great. That's awesome.
Dude, they need that in the Philippines because Philippines is like the number one consumer of single-use plastics. You know how like when you go through like an intersection or whatever, and you have like people be like, "Oh, I want like a single pack of peanuts or whatever." Like,
that's what I'm saying. Wherever I can contribute to not having a single-use plastic package somewhere, that's what I'm gonna try and do. And especially when it's something that's so biodegradable and so usable as what I'm giving to people, that is cannabis. I mean, I'm glad you get your jar that you get your storage jar. You bring it, and now it's full.
Yeah.
And it's full of fuck Boston.
It is. I have a jar of fuck Boston, guys. That's freaking amazing. In more than one way, man. It's like, hey, you like the Celtics? No, here's my can of fuck Boston.
Well, it technically, and just to be sure, it's only known fuck Boston by the two of us because it's actually Gelato 33 crossed with Legend OG. But we decided we could name it since it's a cross, so that's the name that Mitch decided to name the weed. Because if it wasn't, the Gelato 33 I found, but the Jack Herrera at Buds and Roses was Mitch's pick, and that's been my favorite. I want to say that's been my favorite weed of the year, and it was like, like family members loved it, like everybody loves Jack Herrera because it's like the best sativa,
it's true.
And it's the best sativa I've ever smoked. The Jack Herrera that I grow, not the Jack Herrera that I've tried it from dispensaries. And here's where we can kind of talk about dispensaries and how because last episode we talked about how in a lot of ways, especially if you're living in Southern California, or if you're living in California in general, if you're going to the dispensary, the taxes that are going to be excised on you in a dispensary are going to probably they're going to make your weed bill a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So it's going to, I think, and I hope it's going to force more people to grow their own.
Yeah.
That's me.
We're not mathematicians, but if you guys listen to the last episode, we try to break it down.
What are you laughing about?
Because like I just remember last week I was like super stoned and I'm trying to do math, right? Like I'm not a good Asian.
You're not a good mather.
I'm not a good mather. But yeah, I just remember I was just putting numbers into the calculator, and then I was forgetting what the numbers were for. I was like, wait, what did this number represent?
And you were because what I want to kind of wanted to go into, because there was a couple of weeks there that I smoked dispensary weed, and it was dispensary weed from brands that I trust. Cam and Exhalants, the small dispensary, or I think there's one or two of them, but the local dispensary right here by my place that I've been going to for now years, and Cam, which has always been good and consistent, and I like both of those. However, I coughed more than I have at any point I've ever been smoking weed. And then when I start now, did you hear me cough? I maybe coughed once when we were smoking my weed.
Like I wasn't coughing at the time. Like we
didn't cough at all.
It's a lot smoother.
A lot smoother, and that's still fresh, so it's still moist, so it's gonna get smoother.
Yeah.
And I first found that distinction because I saved a couple of nugs of Jack and a couple of nugs of Jelly Donuts when I had the dispensary weed, and so I was smoking that, and then I was smoking my weed. And I was like, holy shit, I don't cough when I'm smoking my weed. Like, I didn't cough even a little bit. But I was just as stoned or maybe even more stoned or higher. I don't like the term stoned only because I'm not stoned. I'm high. You know, I prefer high because I'm actually higher. I've never really felt like lethargic, sit in the couch stoned from any weed, really. Maybe when I was younger.
You high,
but I love, we smoke a lot just now, and I'm still, that's the part of it is growing your own weed and growing this organic, natural weed that they haven't put anything else in it, they haven't sprayed anything else on it, and they haven't grown it with chemicals. It's just better for me. I mean, just me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but like I said, if you're qualifying weed as how smooth it is when you're intaking it, man, there was a distinct difference of like sometimes hacking cough smoking the dispensary weed, and then I'd switch to my weed and I didn't cough at all. And maybe it could be a psychosomatic thing. It could be a subliminal thing. Like, I don't know. But
you can tell. Like there is a certain freshness to things. Like that's why like when you buy a pack of pre-rolls or whatever. Pre-rolls,
I cough all the time.
Yeah, they're usually pretty harsh because for one, it's probably all the shake, from it's all the like whatever, and that's why they, like put it together and then
but that is the number one item when you bought at dispensaries across the country is pre-rolls.
Yeah, because it's
like, simple, easy, and it's made
other than
you.
a vape, right? Other than a vape, like
but right now that's the number one item is pre-rolls.
So like if you buy a pack of pre-rolls, like you definitely will feel that, right? Like
I cough all through pre-rolls. I mean, I like them.
And then
I love a bit. Shout out to the Baby Jeters because I love the Baby Jeters. I love them.
No, but there is a definite difference though too. Like because you know how like if you ever go to a dispensary, you spend a certain amount, they'll give you like free joints, right?
Oh, those free joints are awful.
They're harsh. Yeah. They're always harsh.
They might as well be cigarettes.
Yeah, sometimes you could tell like they kind of have that like I mean like you smoke. It's like that's how I kind of feel sometimes about sugar leaf.
Oh yeah, no, I know you're not apprehension, but you're distinct. You have you distinguish between the sugar leaf taste and actual ground up bud in a joint, whereas I, in a lot of ways, like I told you, man, that's part of why you're my perfect co-host is because your palate is much better than mine.
Yeah.
Like I can barely smell this shit especially if I've been smoking or I've been trimming for a couple of days. I can't smell it for shit. And my wife's like, the whole house smells like weed, and I'm like, baby, I'm sorry, I can't smell it at all because it's been in my face for like 6 hours straight.
So it's not necessarily like the smell or like whatever. For me, it's like the reason I could tell it's like sugar leaf. Or if it's like something weaker, like when I was in Texas and I was smoking like THCA or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
The difference I can tell is like if I'm smoking like a really good joint, right? Like if I'm smoking a quality joint, I don't need to get halfway down to feel like, oh wow, I'm feeling it. You know, right? Like I can smoke whereas like in terms of volume, like I can smoke sugar leaf joints, but it'll take me like 2 or 3. To get that same level,
like, or a whole barrel, man.
Yeah,
which is what I'm gonna do with all the sugar leaf.
No, that's fine because you're gonna dip them in whatever. So
we're gonna have Excuse me. Sorry for the little burp there. But, oh my goodness. Every single one of these strains, at least 2 or 3 grams of keef on each of them.
Yeah.
And the Gelato 33 was crazy with the keef, which it was the last time I grew it. And the Gelato 33 is still amazing. I've smoked all of the 5 strains that I grew, whereas Mitch, you've tried the first, because you've only talked about the chicken and waffles, right?
Yeah.
First.
No, we talked about the blueberry too.
Oh yeah, and you talked about. Oh yeah, thank you. See, it works, guys. The weed works.
Yeah.
No, but I tried the Platinum GMO, which was the most licoricey or the most anise type of
the anus.
The anus.
The anus.
Not butt, because there is also that poo-poo terpene.
That cat piss.
Yeah, there's cat piss, but there's also a baby poop terpene that's like the actual terpene of poop. But and some weed has that, and I'm like, not really sure if I want to smoke that. But at the same time, I think like part of cereal milk, like the milky part of it, is why it has that terpene, but just only a little bit of it. So that's why there's that milky taste to it. But anyhow. I don't want to, like, this is all stuff I'm speculating on rather than stuff that I know for certain. Because I mean, I'm still learning a lot.
No, but in the weed universe, it makes sense.
But what I will say of all the strains this harvest and this dry, because I think that I nailed the dry time and, checking it after day 3, 4, making sure, because I knew that the Gelato 33 was going to be the first to trim because it was dead already on the vine and it was going to be dry quicker. But then as I progressed, I checked each one. Okay, is this snappy or is this still bendy? And then as it got more, I didn't want it to necessarily be so dry that it snapped, but as it got more crisp rather than bendy, there's a different bend to when it's still a little moist and when it's dry enough to we should trim this now.
Yeah.
And then you could tell the difference when I was trimming it, because then you could do the brush off trim of some of the little leaves with keef on it. It would just like almost brush off with it. You wouldn't snip it off anymore with the trimmers. You could just like almost clip it off and it would just fall off automatically because it was already dry enough. And then the buds, in most cases, I'd say out of the 3 out of the 5 strains, the Gelato 33, the Blueberry Muffin, and the Chicken and Waffles are all ready to smoke.
Yeah.
And then I think the Platinum GMO and the which is it? The Blueberry, DJ Sharp Blueberry, just needs a little bit more time to cure. Which the DJ Sharp Blueberry is still hanging, because I know how pesky that little lady is. I didn't want to swear, but I know how pesky it is because we grew a whole tent of it, and then we ended up throwing out 6 jars of weed because we didn't dry it long enough. So this time I know it's going to be dry. And it may be too dry, but at the same, I'd rather it be too dry than too moist, because the last thing I want to do is deal with mold again.
Can I shift gears?
Sure.
And change stuff up. So
of course.
I saw this in the news today. In the Central Valley of California. Right? They seized 105 that. Wait.
It still works, guys. The weed still works.
105,700. What is that?
105,700 pounds.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm somewhat good at that.
Oh man, I'm having.
You sampled 2 different types of weed and you smoked 2 big bowls of it.
No, but it wasn't pounds. It was that's how many plants. So over 100,000 plants were seized. It was 22,000 pounds of processed cannabis.
Wow.
Worth 123.5 million.
Well, why was it seized?
Because it was illegal. It was an illegal grow.
Oh, well, Mine's legal. I have a medicinal license, and I have.
You are not growing.
I'm way under the plant count.
No, this is like, if you look at pictures, this is like a whole compound.
Yeah, no, of course.
Like,
I mean, you want to do something like that under the radar. You really got to be careful. But I'm not even trying to promote something like that. I to be honest, if again, we say it all the time, but if you're smoking all the time, or at least 2-3 times a week, you should be growing your own, because it's so much. There's so much to it. It's not even just the fact that you have a supply of weed for yourself and you don't have to go to the dispensary. You don't have to go to your guy. You don't have to do anything. It's yours. But it's yours. You grew it. And that process of learning how to grow, and then the process of harvesting, and the process of drying, and all these things, man, I feel, for me, I'm like 3 years into it now, 4 years into it. I don't even know how long I've been doing it now. Probably like 2.5, 3 years almost. Mm-hmm. And I've multiple harvests at this point. But it's so fulfilling. But it's not even just fulfilling because you have weed. It's fulfilling in the process of the grow, the whole thing, the watching it grow, seeing the flowers grow and develop, and the whole process. If you love weed like I love weed, there's no better way to love it than to grow it. That's just me. You should quote me on that shit. That should be the fucking title of the shit. I probably can't even remember what I just said.
I don't even know what you just said.
No, but if you love it, you should grow it. If you love weed, you should probably grow it, because it's even just the process of it is so much fun and fulfilling and life affirming and humbling and everything, man. It taught me patience in so many ways outside of just growing. It's taught me way more patience. I have more patience in my life with almost everything except for California traffic and California driving.
And then just remember, guys, we're advocating for you to grow if it is legal in your state.
That's correct. Thank you for the legal parameters.
No, just proper channels. Like,
yeah, and
Erick
always check.
Yeah, Eric and I both have licenses. We have our medicinal licenses.
Yeah, and we live in Southern California. We live in California, so we are very lucky like that to be living in the country of California. But if you are in a different state where it isn't legal,
and you live your lives through our podcast, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.
Of course, write a review and shout us out. Maybe we can send you a little. Oh no, never mind. But at the same time, if it isn't legal in your state, but you're here listening, we're here for you. Like I said, send us a DM. We'll see what we can do and figure something out, because, man, it's hard out there when you don't have weed and you need it and you love it, because it is a medicine. Mm-hmm. I know it's my medicine, and it makes my life better. I know when I'm flush with it, and I have I'm full supplied, especially through the summer. Now we're full supplied through the summer, bro.
No, but that's
and we're full supplied through the Chicago dates. We're full supplied through the Virginia dates. Full supplied through Arizona and all the places we're going. And in every case, their recreational weed is legal in all those places. So
no, but I lost my train of thought now. No, see, this blueberries are a wreck. Like, it makes me very forgetful.
I love it. I love it. I love the different effects.
I haven't had a strain get me all forgetful like this in a while.
Blueberry, man, the blueberry muffin from Humboldt Seed Company is award winning for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody loves it.
No, this is the. Like, if I were to smoke this on like a Saturday evening and I wanted to go out to like Jack in the Box, this would be one of those times where I'd just be like looking at the screen, just like, let me get out.
And now imagine, you're not going to be with us in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to be at Comic-Con.
But imagine the smoking of a barrel man on Lake Michigan or the Chicago River on the architectural tour, or maybe even at Wrigley Field.
That's right,
because I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game on that weekend that I'm there. It's going to be a fun weekend. I don't even give a fuck. I'm going to be at the Comedy Plex on July 17th. It should be on the website soon. I know I was talking to Mars about it. But I will be at the Comedy Plex and coming home to Chicago, and I will be coming home to Chicago Canna Kuyas style.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to Nana, who I met at Laugh After Dark, and of course Joel and Mark and Tony.
See,
the weed's good, bro. And Tony and Leia, because we're gonna do it big out there again, and hopefully Mikey might join us, and we might do an Ube World if everything works out.
And then during that same time, I won't be able to go on that trip.
But you're doing it big over there. You'll be in Comic-Con. You're going to be doing it even bigger than we are.
I'm going to be in San Diego. So if you guys see me,
how many panels are you on this year?
I don't know. They're trying to figure it out.
That's awesome, bro. That's always so cool for me. That I'm always not envious, but I'm proud that you're there. But I'm also a little bit like, I want to go too. I want to be there, and I also would love to just go there with you. We've been always saying that I'm going to go with you to one of these years, and it never lines up.
I actually got a room this year too.
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Next summer, maybe next summer it'll be with the zombie movie that we do. Ooh. Our first movie, since Cheech and Chong are doing their last movie, maybe it should be time for us to do our first movie.
Well, all right, everyone. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens.
I feel like we should do it.
I think we should.
The weed zombie movie, like Last of Us, is so hot right now.
If we remember, if we
no, but at the same time, we're writing a lot of stuff because we're working with your boy.
Yeah. We got stuff.
We got stuff in the pot, and we got stuff cooking. So you need to stay tuned. And also, so this is episode 48. 49?
This is 49.
Jesus Christ. This is episode 49. So the next episode, we're going to watch... I'm going to watch Half Baked for the first time live.
Yes.
Are we going to go live on Instagram, like on our phones? And we could probably do that.
We could figure something out.
But I think you only go live for an hour on there.
Yeah. Well,
we'll figure it out. We'll be watching... Mitch and I will hang out at my house... Probably taking a lot of smoke breaks because my wife doesn't allow me to smoke in the house. Oh no, we're gonna do the backyard screening of Half Baked.
Backyard boogie.
I feel like we could do a backyard boogie. Okay. I feel like we could do that.
We could look at that.
And we could invite select friends. I ain't trying to have a party at my house because I'm 50 years old and I'm not like that. And also I'm
sensitive materials.
I have sensitive materials in the house, and I'm not trying to, share with everybody. I will share with the invited, but I'm not trying to, have everybody invite all their friends.
All right. Well, guys, you've been listening to the Canna Kuya podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm Mitch Narito.
And I am Erick Esteban.
And to all our marijuana ates and Canna Kuyas, stay lifted.
Yeah. Stay elevated, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I got my hoodie on, now peep the chest as human catalyst. Downtown Chula Vista, on 3rd Ave where I go cop some shit. Fuck a thief, so fuck zoomies, yeah, they whack ass jacking shit. Yeah, I move too swift, so I strike in silence. Fuck the violence, man, check my mileage, cause I got drive. First tour, I drove 6 states, never thought I'd be there right by my side. Man, what a time it is to be alive. See, I'm charged up, feeling energized, build an enterprise, move supersize. Y'all extra like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize, yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up what's in you can find us. Our songs should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really ride designer.
Gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. Ay, you can count on Trey, can't bring the loud pack. Ay, get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run. Yeah, keep the up or leave the fuck a Folgers. Little bitch, I made the beat and dropped the full verse. I just hit a steelo, I got dripped up. Package born and raised, bitch, I got dripped up. Y no se compara. Yo estoy con mi pana, se llama Trega, fumando ganja. Estamos con Cali, fumando en Cali, yo sé que traen ganas. Ella me dice, papi, que terminamos la cama. Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey, can't bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run.
Yeah, we got hits like Tatis and Machado. Man, we know you're not a leader, cause all our moves you just follow, packing big bowls. You know we just scooped up that gelato, cause I I smoke killer. My shirt iller, yo, ask our dealer. We the highest in the room. Just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too though they rewind us. All my talk is lined up. Every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch. I rarely rock designer.
Highest in the room, yeah, with it fucked up. You can count on Drake, I bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home.